right? It's not going to be tradable during that period. Is it going to be tradable on this period here? No. So when does it become tradable? Well, of course, what we've got to try and do is we've got to start recognizing when it starts arriving into these areas here. We want to see it down into this bottom line. So when we look into the bottom edge, we start thinking to ourselves, right, we're starting to see it showing up in here at 1445. That's a good sign because it's coming out of that longer term narrative into the shorter term narrative here. Do you see that? So at 1445, I'm now looking at that trade there as a possible sell. Well, there's 1445 candle right there. That was the shakeout candle, surprisingly enough. And from that shakeout candle, I took my line, took my short sell, made my monies. You see how it starts to help to find the trade, guys? Is that now something we can start thinking about? Sure. Because it would have been easy to sell that early, wouldn't it? But we were always on guard about selling it too early until we saw that change into a negative autocorrelation, not a positive. But getting away from that positive autocorrelation allowed us to make the right decision. Now, this is one of the reasons why I ended up taking a 10 ticks and a scratch earlier on today, because I was in the wrong phase, right? So you might say, I don't understand what you mean. Well, take a look at this phase. What did I tell you that you shouldn't be doing during this phase here? What should you not be trying to do during that phase there? You shouldn't be trying to sell, should you? Right? So I took a sell trade during that phase and I ended up getting 10 ticks and a scratch because of that. You understand? See how powerful that can be? So this is where I sold. You see how where I sold here with massive value? But because that narrative was very strongly against me, you can see that my trade actually made 10 ticks and a scratch. You see the difference when it starts to fade out here and we start to get it into the bottom edge here? And now the sell actually starts to become a real thing. See the difference? We can start adding that to our thoughts. It starts to become a real way of being able to assess this idea of autocorrelation. If it's raining today, it will rain tomorrow. If it's going up today, it'll go up tomorrow. Just like Nash equilibrium tells us. If it's going up today, there's a probability that that will follow through with a high probability that it'll go up again tomorrow, until it reaches a probability distribution that is so remote that it's going to have to cycle. And that's what we're trying to get to with this entire project. So all those people that think, that, putting on an A10 and putting on the Fisher is the entirety of where we're going. No, this is only the beginning of where we're going, guys. This is only the beginning of where we're going. As I said, our earlier attempts at getting TradingView to accept our coding failed miserably because we didn't realize at the time that there was such a thing as a timeout and a time cutoff for processing, and we just couldn't get it inside of that. So we've got a brand new direction to look at in terms of getting that processing done properly.